Okay. Welcome to another Nate Frazier Experience podcast. And you clicked on that link because we got another story time with Nate. And this time, this is not Nate's story. This is somebody else's story. This is a story from a friend from South Africa. Like years ago or something like that. He moved from South Africa out here, and I was like co-workers with him. And I remember he told me the story, and I figured I'll tell y'all about it because shit is fucking crazy. So, without further ado, let's get into it. All right, you know how story time with Nate goes. We don't use anybody's real name or occupation just for the sake of the story. And this may be a short one because it's not my story, it's somebody else's story that was told to me. So let's start off with the main character, Mike. We're going to call him Mike. And then we got Sandra. So we got Mike and Sandra. Mike and Sandra worked at a furniture outlet or furniture selling place. They've been working there for years. They both had significant others. Sandra had a boyfriend that was in the army, and Mike had a wife that was going through menopause. And you know, with menopause, it can either heighten a girl's sexual drive or lower it. In this particular menopause, it lowered it. You know what I mean? He wasn't getting head. He wasn't getting cheeks clapped. None of that. Sandra, on the other hand, her boyfriend was in the army, so she couldn't see him, couldn't touch him like she wanted to. So they both was yearning. So I guess with all the complaining that Mike done, Sandra overheard it. And it was a moment where they both closed in the store together. Sandra came up to Mike and said, "Hey, how are you and your wife? Is everything going okay with them?" And then Mike said, "Hey, you know, it is what it is. I married her. I made an oath. I'm not finna leave her. I'm stick with her. Stick with, you know what I mean? Stick with whatever we're going through." So Sandra gave him an option. "I could give you head. I like giving head, and I can't do it to my boyfriend, but I figured I'd give it to you because you're a good person." Mike said, "Hell no, fuck no. No, we're not doing that. I don't know what you're talking about. Don't ever come to me that again." So over the weeks, you know, Sandra starting to like Mike and started to seduce him by, you know, bending over in front of him, giving him a little wink, just little stuff to get him comfortable to be like, "Hey, you know, it's ready for you." And Mike, you know, he backed up. You know, he didn't clap cheeks in years. He like, shit, like if I do this, like, will it be bad? Like I don't know. So I guess one day him and his wife got into an argument, and of course Sandra was closing that same night. Mike looked at Sandra. Sandra looked at Mike, and Mike said, "Fuck it. Come on. Fuck it. You better not tell nobody. You bet. Come on." So what would happen is it was like a huge desk that was in the middle of the store. And what would happen is Mike would sit there at the desk like he's waiting on the customer, and Sandra would go up under the desk and start giving this man head. And he said, shit, her shit was like amazing. And it's not like she just went down there to suck it 2 or 3 times. She kept going until this man finished, and then kept going afterwards. So he said he was like, whoa, like he never experienced that. His wife never did that, but Sandra was doing that for him. So it became an ongoing thing. So whenever they closed together, Mike would get some head. It got to the point where he was clapping her cheeks, you know what I mean? But his whole demeanor changed. He was much more happier. He had more patience. He wasn't upset all the time. And Sandra was happy too because I guess she had like the thing where you like pleasing people or whatnot. So she was happy with that too. So one day, this was different. They closed the same night, so Mike is getting ready for the same thing. And Sandra said, "I want to do something different. I want to do what I do, but I want you to put it on my face and record it on my phone." So Mike like, "Whoa, like relax. Like, why you want to do all that?" She's like, "Oh, you know, I want to keep it for my records because I like doing it. So when I'm at home, I can look at it and get off." So, Mike was like, all right, cool. So just when he was finna get off, he painted her face and recorded it. And then that was the end of it. But then, like a month later, Sandra comes to Mike and tells him, I have to tell you something. And then Mike is like, okay, what you got to tell me? He said, my boyfriend that was in the army went AWOL. They don't know where he's at. They don't know what's going on with him. And, I just want to let you know that. And Mike is like, okay, what the fuck that's got to do with me? Like, why you telling me? She's like, the reason why I'm telling you this, because, that video I had you take of me, I accidentally sent him. And then Mike is like, oh, what the fuck? Like, why you send him that video? And she was like, Sandra was like, I meant to send him a video of her pleasuring herself, but she sent the wrong video. And then a couple of days later, he went AWOL. So she said, I don't know if he's looking for me and you, because I slightly told him about you, but I didn't tell him what we was doing at work. So I guess he's out there somewhere, and I want you to be safe. So Mike is like, his heart rushing, because it's like, you got a person that was in the army for a good amount of years. This man is trained to kill, and any man is willing to kill over their wife or their girlfriend. So this man is like, this bitch went and fucked up. So he was like, okay, I'm gonna wait it out or whatnot, and then we're gonna see what happens then. A month go by, nothing happened. Second month go by, nothing happened. So he just like, okay, it is what it is. Nothing happened, nothing weird going on or whatnot. But Sandra, on the other hand, she stopped showing up to work. So Sandra leaves and she goes back to the farming life. I guess with her and Mike not being the same, and then her boyfriend going AWOL, she just couldn't handle it. So she went back to her family. And of course, it's an opening for a new job. So they hired a new guy named Dave. Dave was very charismatic and knew how to talk to people. He just needed help selling. So Mike, of course, brought him under the wing and taught him how to sell. And Mike and Dave was so cool. They became like brothers. They went out after work every day, hung out, talked to chicks. It was like they was inseparable. You know what I mean? So after a year or two of knowing each other, they have the playfulness. Like Dave would touch on Mike in ways another man shouldn't be touching on, but in a playful way. Like, like when you a man and you have other men, somebody might do like a homo thing, but they not really homo. They just fucking with you. You know what I mean? So that was Dave and Mike's relationship or friendship. So one day Dave was like, hey, Mike, tonight, instead of going to the bar, let's have some drinks at my crib. I just got this new record player. I want you to come try it out. So Mike, thinking nothing of it, was like, yeah, fuck it, I'll come through. So Mike closed up the store. He pulls up to Dave's house, and Dave was already there. When Mike went to the door and knocked on it, Dave answered it and like motioned like shh, like trying to hush him. And Mike like, what are you talking about? Like, why I gotta hush? And he's like, it's in the basement. I gotta show you, it's in the basement. So Dave motions Mike to go in the basement. Him and Mike is in the basement, and Mike is hearing someone shuffling, like kicking their feet or whatnot. So they go down there. It's like dark. So Mike is like, man, turn on the light. Like, why is it so fucking dark down here? So Dave turns on the light, and it's a woman tied up, and she has like a sock or something wrapped around the mouth. So you can hear her screaming, but you can't. It's just muffled. You know what I mean? And then Mike looks, and it's Sandra. So then Mike is like, what the fuck is going on? Dave is like, hey, Mike, I want you to meet my girlfriend, Sandra. So then Mike is like trying to piece everything together. And he's like, your girlfriend? He's like, so are you the boyfriend that went AWOL? He was like, correct. I went AWOL. I went to go look for her, and she tried to disappear from me. And then he slowly pulls out a gun out his waist. So now Mike is looking at this situation. He got a girl in the basement tied up. Dave has a gun, and Mike is near the door, but he knows if he run, Dave might shoot him. So Dave explains the situation. He's like, yeah, I tried to do the long distance thing with my girlfriend, and I really did miss her. But once she sent me the video, I think it snapped. Because living on base, a lot of guys took advantage of the weaker guys. So if you was to tell on your sergeant or tell on somebody, they'll wait till you go to sleep and beat you with socks filled with items like oranges and stuff like that. He said it really mentally fucked him up. So when his girlfriend sent him a video of a man's penis being ejaculated on her face, he said that was the last straw, and he had to get out of here and went AWOL. I guess what happened was he went to go find out where she worked at, figured out who the man was that she did this to, and he applied to the same job that man was at. So Dave's plan was to give Mike the same type of head that his girlfriend gave Mike, and wanted to do that in front of his girlfriend. And Mike was like, what the fuck kind of shit is this? Luckily, before Mike and Dave and Sandra got into doing this sexual act, Mike actually ran. He said, fuck it, I'm not finna stay here and get my dick sucked by some guy in front of a woman. He actually ran, and when Dave tried to point the gun and shoot, it was not loaded. So Mike got the fuck up out of there and told the fucking police and got that guy fucking arrested. The woman, Sandra, he don't know what happened to her, but I believe she just went back to her farm life. But the army guy, yeah, he got arrested, and I think he's still in jail in Africa somewhere. I don't know the laws in Africa, how long you will be in jail for if you go AWOL or whatnot. But yeah, that shit was fucked up. He didn't really go into detail of what happened in the basement. He just said he wasn't going to stay there to get his dick sucked and start running. And then he heard the clicks from the gun and nothing came out, or he wasn't harmed in any way. And he ran immediately to the police. So moral of the story is stop fucking with these women that got boyfriends that's willing to kill or do crazy shit, because this woman had a nice guy and was still trying to get head from somebody else, and the guy ended up trying to get the same, like trying to suck on the man that the girl was sucking on just to prove a point to the girl. Like, that's crazy as fuck out here. Like, stop it. Don't do it. Find you a single girl. Stop messing with these girls that got boyfriends or husbands, because they'll fuck you up. But that was another story time with Nate. Make sure you hit that like button, that share button, subscribe button. Peace.